Lee Dundas, human rights attorney. A few days ago, a leader of the World Health Organization did something that was absolutely unprecedented, and that I would submit is a problem not just for every American, but for everyone on this planet.
Transmission has been taken off the streets and pushed back into family units. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner.
We cannot afford to take such statements at face value. It may be that they have good intentions, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter when they say that they're going to remove your child from your home and from you, if the person doing it has good intentions, if they have bad intentions, or if there is a third category of a plan that had admittedly innocent intentions at its outset, but was subsequently hijacked and perverted to use for a very bad end in the final result. At the outset, you simply can't tell what the purpose is. You can't tell, I can't tell, and I would submit even the gentleman at the World Health Organization cannot tell how it's going to end. At no point ever has any government come to their population and said, we are going to remove your child from you, and we're going to do it with force, or we're going to do it not for their own good. Of course they don't telegraph these things, because if they did, by the time they got to the citizens' front door, they would have a veritable bloodbath on their hands and World War III. On that note, I want to tell you a quick story from Cambodia that involves myself and my daughter. We were traveling there. For those who aren't familiar, they had a genocide some decades ago when I was a child. They rounded up, the powers at that time in the state, in the country, rounded up all of the people who were living in Phnom Penh, all of the doctors, lawyers, architects, accountants, and made them and their families go out into the countryside to live a better life for their own good. Many of those individuals ended up face down in a ditch, in an unmarked grave. And every year when the rains come, things from those shallow graves rise to the top, still to this day. And my daughter was sitting in the middle of the killing field, looking at a tiny toddler's dress that had washed up the year prior. And she looked at me and she said, Mama, how did this happen? And I knelt down to her and I said, honey, they lied. The people in power lied to everybody else. And by the time anybody figured it out, it was too late. So a final word for those who are clinging hopefully to the notion that the World Health Organization can somehow pull off this plan without the use of force. You're incorrect. Make no mistake, it will be by force, and here's why I know that. Because I don't care who you are, Republican or Democrat, conservative or liberal, or a guy living underground in a bunker in Idaho with 500 weapons to his name. I don't care who you are. When the government shows up at your door and says they are removing your child or your wife, everybody but everybody resists going gently or quietly into that dark night. You cannot afford to take these statements at face value. You simply cannot, because you don't know how it's going to end. And every damned unmarked grave, from the killing fields of Cambodia where I work to Auschwitz, stands as a testament to those who did that calculation optimistically and got it horribly wrong. You have a duty right now. You have a duty to yourself, to your children, and if no one else, to the people who came before you. You need to stand up with every channel you have left to your power and say, this is wrong. We have gone too far and it must stop.